Rotoscopers YouTube. My name is Chelsea.
And I'm Morgan.
And today we're going to be talking about The Lady and the Tramp
Diamond Edition.
Lady and the Tramp is probably one of the most iconic movies of the golden era of Disney.
So good.
It's so good. And the animators who were doing this were so tight and just, the style was just amazing. I loved just watching it. It's so gorgeous.
You know what I love about this movie? For those of you who don't know, well, we all know, come on. So this movie tells the story of Lady, and she starts out as a puppy. She's a little Cocker Spaniel. She's adorable.
So
and she grows up with this family, and you know, as she's growing up, she kind of gets pushed to the side as a baby comes into the family. And so then she starts meeting other dogs, and she meets one who is famously known as a tramp, and she gets to explore the outside world a little bit. And there's a love story, and one of the most iconic scenes in all of cinema, which is shown right here on the case, in case you don't know. It's just really good. You know, one of the things I love about this movie is it shows the evolution of a family. And I could totally see myself in this because, you know, you get married and I'm married and then, you know, you get a dog. I really like how it really does show the dynamics of pets and their owners and as families grow and evolve and how your roles change in a family. And I think they just did it a really unique way, telling it from the dog's perspective. All the camera angles are shot from the ground level. You barely, if ever, see the owner's faces.
You know, only one time when they're rocking the new baby and it's only like from far away.
Yeah.
So it's not about them.
Yeah.
It's about the dog. This movie has a really funny story in my family. Apparently, when my dad saw this for the first time, he's such a romantic. He cried. He was 6 years old. He said he cried at the meatball scene. I'm like, really, Dad? Okay. Love you, Dad. He's always watching.
That's cute.
But yeah, this is just a great movie. I love it. And the Blu-ray could have been better, I'll be honest.
It's diamond.
Here's the thing. I have also the Platinum Edition right here.
I have the other slipper.
And as I'm looking back, and you know, I like to do this for the comparison for you guys, and honestly, there's not much different on here than it was on here. So we've established that we love this movie. Well, let's talk about the Blu-ray. And this is the Diamond Edition. So obviously that means we're special. We pack this punch full. This is going to be something that's totally worth it, totally worth your time, and has way more than we've ever put into anything else ever before, right? Kind of. There are some new things, and just for those new things, honestly, it is worth it. They have one segment with Diane Disney Miller where they go through Now, if you've ever been to Disneyland, you know that Walt had his own apartment above the firehouse. And
they leave the light on for him.
Yeah, they always leave the light on as just kind of a symbol that his spirit is always there at Disneyland. And this segment is with Diane Disney Miller, who is Walt's daughter, and she goes in and she gives you a tour of that apartment. That it's like, dang it, now I have to buy this. Because that is one of those things that if you're a Disneyland fan, this is something that's like, oh, awesome. But not only that, you're going, and it's a very intimate thing where she's just talking about, I loved my dad. My dad was great, not only as a dad, but also as a grandpa. He'd always have my kids over, and they would spend the night up there with he and his wife, and she was just talking about some of the fun times that she had with him, with Disneyland, and all these different things. And obviously that goes into being a little bit of a promotion for the Walt Disney Family Museum, which, Morgan, is it worth it?
It is worth it. If you're in San Francisco, you have to check it out. It's in this historic building, and oh, it's so good. And they always bring in the best art collections. They're curated by these Disney, you know, masters, basically, who know everything about Disney, and they do a really, really fine job. And you just get to literally walk through Walt's footsteps because it's more of like a history of him,
right?
For the majority of it. And then they have special things, like right now the Mary Blair art exhibit, but the majority, it's about Walt. So if you really want to get in depth about Walt Disney and be surrounded by artifacts from him and his studio, that is the place to go.
Yeah. So just for that one segment, special feature, I'd say it's worth it. Yeah. Then they also have one more that was a little bit more than the Platinum Edition. So on the Platinum Edition, it had a lot, and it went in through like picture and sound, all this new upgrade for that, games and activities. Oh, I don't like those at all. They're very annoying.
Cumbersome.
Yeah.
Who wants to play a game on their DVD player?
That's what your whatever system people are using these days, like Nintendo, Wii, I don't even know anymore. And then they have some backstage Disney stuff, and some of those are really good and worth your time, but also it's like they did them again on the Diamond Edition, and the only thing that was different was they added the Diane Disney Miller, and then they have the new app, which is the second screen app that you can connect and watch simultaneously. It's kind of like watching extra features that just syncs up to the video as you're watching it. And so it's cool, but that's the only other difference as far as the Diamond Edition versus the Platinum Edition. Honestly, there's not much more you can add for a movie that's over 60 years old.
Yeah.
So
Diamond Edition is quite fitting because it's nearly its diamond anniversary.
it's almost there, yeah. There's not much more that they haven't already put on there, but it's just to go in for more of a comparison for you guys. It's not that different.
Unfortunately.
But it was still good, like I said.
This movie's amazing.
So good.
Alright, so we are going to give the movie 5 stars.
Totally 5.
It's like they know. Any Diamond Edition movie is a 5-star movie.
It is.
And the bonus features, we're going to give 3 stars. They really didn't try that much harder. It would have been cool for them to just dive into the archives and bring us some never-before-seen footage or scenes or even art, but they didn't. And, we got Diane Disney Miller, we got a few other things, but it was a bit lackluster. But then again, it is really old. What more could they do?
Yeah. So let us know what your thoughts are about Lady and the Tramp, about the Blu-ray features, or even about if you want to hear us do a video, or even if you want to hear us do a review of Lady and the Tramp on the Animation Addicts podcast. You could totally let us know about that. And then also, if you want to let us know what bonus features would you like to see. So if you could make your perfect Blu-ray Diamond Edition for any movie, what would you want to see on there?
Alright guys, thanks for watching our review of the Lady and the Tramp Diamond Edition. Hope you liked it as much as we did. And until next time, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Chelsea.
And you're watching the
Rotoscopers YouTube.